The Department of State Services has just dropped what might be the most sensational legal bombshell in Nigeria's recent political history. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has been formally charged with 3 counts of cybercrime offenses at the Federal High Court in Abuja over allegations that he unlawfully intercepted phone communications belonging to the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. This development comes just days after El-Rufai made a stunning admission during a live television interview on Arise News that has now come back to haunt him in the most dramatic way possible. Court documents filed under case number ABU-DET-CR/99/2026 reveal the serious nature of the charges facing the former governor. The first count alleges that El-Rufai, during his appearance on Arise TV's primetime program on February 13, 2026, admitted that he and his associates unlawfully intercepted the phone communications of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. This is a direct violation of Section 12, Subsection 1 of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention and Amendment Act of 2024. The second count is equally damning, as prosecutors claim that El-Rufai admitted he knew individuals who carried out the unlawful interception but failed to report them to security agencies, which violates Section 27B of the same Cybercrimes Act. The third count alleges that El-Rufai used technical systems to compromise public safety and national security, instilling apprehension among Nigerians in breach of Section 131, Subsection 2 of the Nigerian Communications Act of 2003. What makes this case absolutely extraordinary is that El-Rufai basically provided the evidence against himself during that explosive television interview. During the Arise News appearance, the former governor shocked viewers when he casually mentioned that someone had tapped the phone of the National Security Advisor and that he had listened to intercepted phone conversations in which Ribadu allegedly gave orders for his arrest at the airport. When the interviewer pressed him on how he knew about these phone conversations, El-Rufai responded by saying that the government thinks they are the only ones who listen to calls, but that his side also has their ways. He even acknowledged that tapping phone calls without court authorization is technically illegal, but argued that government agencies routinely do this without judicial approval. That admission has now become the centerpiece of the prosecution's case against him. The timing of these charges is particularly striking because they come just one day after El-Rufai made good on his promise to celebrate his birthday at the Economic and Financial Commission's office. On February 16th, which was his 65th birthday, El-Rufai showed up at the EFCC headquarters with thousands of supporters who sang birthday songs and turned the entire event into a political rally. The former governor was already facing corruption investigations over allegations that he siphoned over 423 billion naira during his tenure as Kaduna State Governor. Now, with these cybercrime charges added to his legal troubles, El-Rufai finds himself in an even more precarious position. If you are finding this story as shocking as we are, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel because this is developing into one of the biggest political scandals of 2026 and you don't want to miss any updates on what happens next. The legal team prosecuting this case is led by M.E. Ernest, O.M. Owan, U.M. Bula, C.S. Eze, and V.E.G. Orubo, all representing the federal government. They have made it clear that the charges fall under the jurisdiction of the Abuja Judicial Division of the Federal High Court, and El-Rufai will be required to respond to all 3 counts. The prosecutors argue that El-Rufai's actions compromised public safety and national security, and that his admission on national television provides clear evidence of his involvement in illegal phone interception activities. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel and have notifications turned on because we'll be bringing you every detail from the courtroom proceedings as this case moves forward. And trust me, this is going to be one of the most closely watched trials in Nigerian history. The legal experts we've spoken to say that this case could set important precedents about privacy, surveillance, and the limits of political opposition in Nigeria. If El-Rufai is convicted on all 3 counts, he could face significant prison time and fines. The Cybercrimes Act carries serious penalties for unlawful interception of communications, especially when it involves national security officials. The Nigerian Communications Act also has strict provisions about compromising public safety and national security. El-Rufai has not yet publicly responded to these specific charges, but given his track record of being outspoken and combative, it's likely that he will mount a vigorous defense. His legal team will probably argue that his statements on television were taken out of context, that he never personally intercepted any phone calls, and that he was merely repeating information that had been brought to his attention by others. They might also argue that the charges are politically motivated and designed to punish him for opposing the current administration. The trial is expected to attract massive public attention given the high-profile nature of the accused and the sensitive security issues involved. Nigerians will be watching closely to see how the justice system handles this explosive